get started. My name is Clifford Lee, I forgot to mention that. I am a faculty member in the single subject teacher education program at St. Mary's College, and this is one of the co-presenters for this event along with SEEED. And
hi everybody, my name is Whitnee Garrett. I teach 10th grade history here in Oakland Week 5, and I'm very, very happy, so very blessed to be your co-host.
And we have another welcome for this space.
Hi, I'm one of the founders of SEEED, and I'm so happy that you could be here and be with us in this space. One of my colleagues right there behind you eating yummy food that was provided by myself, and Andrea Combe. We actually, came together. These professors came together and built this space outside of the university so that we can do great work together and build great teaching across the nation. Are we going to introduce that guy right there too?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. There's another dude who works with us. He's an amazing professor over at USF, and he's also going to be talking a little bit about one project that we're hoping all of you will think about joining. So it's something that both Jeff and I co-founded, but right here we have Patrick coming on, and he's going to be talking about this project.
Oh yeah. I'm not giving a lecture or anything. I'm just saying that I'm a faculty affiliate, research affiliate with SEEED, and one of the projects that I'm working on is called the Teaching Excellence Network. And the Teaching Excellence Network is an alternative approach to teacher development, because we take a teacher teaching teachers approach to developing teacher practice over time. All right, so if you're interested in signing up for the Teaching Excellence Network, I'll be set up over there at this desk underneath Gloria Anzaldua's image, and we'll sign you up online to be a part of this larger network of teachers across the country, in cities, on reservations, rural parts of the country, who are looking to share best practices and culturally empowering approaches to uplifting and educating young folks who are historically ignored and underserved. If you're an Oakland Unified teacher, we want to specifically invite you over there to sign up, because we want to have a stronger impact on developing or supporting teachers locally to develop their practice over time, so that it's much more community responsive. I'll be over there with a sign-in sheet, and what we want to do is invite you to an October 4th, I think, info session. Well, that's what we tentatively scheduled, October 4th information session for you to involve yourself with other interested colleagues to really think about ways to have teachers teaching teachers approach to being more community responsive. The last thing I want to push is in summer 2015, there's a national grassroots Education for Liberation conference that's going to be coming to Oakland. It started in Chicago, went to Houston, then went to Providence, went back to Chicago, and is now coming to Oakland. It's called Free Minds, Free People. Yeah. Totally grassroots, black and brown led, and it's going to be one of the most powerful conferences you can go to. So put that on your calendar right now. For all of y'all who usually plan on leaving the country or leaving the area in July, this is one of those summers we don't want to leave. I promise you will be one of the most impactful Education for Liberation conferences you could attend. All right, so Teaching Excellence Network right underneath Gloria Anzaldua, Free Minds, Free People, next summer, Oakland, 2015.
One of the things that Cliff and I think are really important is ushering people into the space. And as a practitioner of restorative justice, I definitely think that that's important. So before we begin, I also want to let you know that I am a graduate of St. Mary's College of California in the single subject program, the special education credential, and the master's in teaching. So if you want more information, which I hope that you do because we're in the process of really transforming the program, we have information outside with this handsome brown gentleman. Raise your hand. You can go and see him for more information. All right, so is by reading quotes. Now, the quote on my board this week comes from our girl, our famed woman, for many reasons, bell hooks, and I'd like to read that quote to you as we get ourselves ready for this amazing speaker. So, to educate as the practice of freedom is a way of teaching so that anyone can learn. That learning process comes easiest to those of us who teach, who also believe that there is an aspect of our vocation that is sacred, who believe that our work is not merely to share information, but to share the intellectual and spiritual growth of our students. To teach in a manner that respects and cares for the souls of our students is essential if we are to provide the necessary conditions where learning can most deeply and intimately begin. Now, the reason why I chose this quote, not just for my students, but for us today, is just because as educators, we don't always have the opportunity to get fed. And to get fed something that relates to us, that's powerful, that makes us feel that we can still do anything and be refreshed when we get back in the classroom. So I want to welcome you. We want to welcome you. We're excited that you're here. And without further ado, we have some performance.
All right, before the performance, I got to make a little pitch about our program. So as I said before, that's why we're having this event. This is really a kickoff, and I really feel like it's almost a kind of reunion and homecoming for me. My wife and our son were gone for about for about 4 or 5 years to LA, and we came back a year and a half ago back to Oakland. I was a classroom teacher in the Fruitvale area for 7 years. Yeah, aren't you happy you're back in Oakland, right? So, you know, seeing all the old faces from folks from like 15 years ago or even longer, and then new folks that I've made connections with now, is just like, feels like home again, just to be in this space. And one of the things I want to share with you is like, we actually had 2 events. Dr. Howard spoke last night at St. Mary's College in Moraga, and he's speaking again tonight, and this is purposeful because, to be real, I know as a teacher in Oakland, I wasn't going to drive to Moraga on a Thursday night. And so, but I know his message is important. So I want to do an event out here in Oakland where, you know, folks that are busy and live over on this side of the tunnel can get his, like, you know, soulful message out to y'all and pump you up for the classroom back on Monday. And so one of the things that we're trying to change is to change that image. And one of the things that I noticed at St. Mary's College is that I never even been there, like to Moraga. I grew up in the East Bay, and I never stepped foot there until I went to my actual job interview. And one of the reasons is I think a lot of folks know that it's not traditionally been a place that reflects the community right here. And we're trying to flip the script on that. And there's a lot of resources that's available. And with myself, Whitney helping out, Chris Junste back there, and my partner in crime, Dr. Reina Leon, she couldn't be with us tonight. We've been working hard to transform our program into urban ed focused program, even out there. And even in 1 year, I feel like we've made major inroads in changing perception, bringing folks like Dr. Howard to come speak and change discourse and thinking around like what's going on and what's important, and not just living in this bubble over there. And this year, all our students in placement schools in urban communities, Concord, Pittsburgh, Oakland, Berkeley, San Leandro, so places that, you know, really reflects the folks in California, the future direction that we're going towards. And so we're making changes. Look for our name in the future. We're going to have more events like this, and we're going to be popping, and I hope you join us in this process. And I really see this as a revolution in our teacher ed program. And like I said, we bring Whitney back because we bring folks as a community. It's not just you come to our program for 9 months or 16 months for your master's, but it's a long-lasting relationship. We bring folks back as panelists, as adjunct, as supervisors, as folks that we're going to continue to build and to learn together, because we know we need that sustenance to grow as professionals, as educators. So thank you for coming here and listening to me rant. So on that tip, and we're going to begin with some performers right now. Our first one, we're going to intro, right? All right. Or actually, no, my bad. My intro. All right. Our first presenter is actually another St. Mary's College current student. He's finishing up his teaching credential, but before that, he was a spoken word artist extraordinaire, I say, champion at several regional conferences with Youth Speaks. So he's going to present a couple pieces for us tonight. So I want to welcome Kristopher Ruiz-Macias. Come on down. Ow!
graduated from there as well, from the Integral Liberal Arts program. Although the champion thing was a bit of a hype at the same time, I will be reading off the page. I always apologize for that. I do like to memorize my pieces, although the second of which that I would read is actually an inspiration that came to me recently, thanks to some conversations that I had with another one of my professors, Mr. G. Reyes. Begin with a little bit of history we'll start with. So my history with hip hop started since the embryonic fluid. I freestyled for 9 months. My mom heard the music. She was like, "Doctor, you need to check the ultrasound." You could see me with some headphones, nodding to underground. I came out of the womb and I was beatboxing instead of screaming. I had these people thinking I would live life unable. But in actuality, my umbilical cord was just plugged in to spinning turntables. Now, I'm 4 1/2, and I'm just happy being me. A little scavenger on an ornithon looking for birds and trees. So many varieties that inherit the earth. I used to clap my little hands just to watch them disperse. The feathered wings were the thing that had caused me to wish that the rhythm of their flight could be matched by my lips. And it was around the time that I was 8 years old, back when I learned to grab this mic and break the mold. In fact, I shattered it, splattered it across the stage, a poet in the 4th grade just trying to spit some rage. Take another notebook, try to fill it with my thoughts, and hope my broken pen could apprehend more than just our lucky knots. But every knot I tied in as a lesson. I mixed it with my essence as I climbed through adolescence. No one understood the poetry like I spoke with a lisp. I swear these people wouldn't get me if they put me on the Christmas list. But whatever, you know, they can bring their whole cavalry. Now I'm 15 and rocking that revolutionary mentality, speaking to my teachers about injustices. But in response, I was told, "You're just a kid." And I took it to heart. As a matter of fact, I ran with it. If I wanted equality, I'd have to be intelligent. So I broke open a book like a fresh smoke grenade, waited for the text to fill the room before I breathed in every page. Inhale, exhale, wait for the words to settle. And I'll be ready in a minute to cut those strings, Geppetto. You no longer control me. My mind's been freed. See, I was only 19, but the things I've seen had woken me from this dream with hip-hop right beside me. She said that she's been living this whole time inside me. That voice inside my head that always kept me in check, that taught me to speak over beats and treat women with respect. But my peers, they simply didn't see the frame of it. Like, you could noose their necks and they still wouldn't get the hang of it. And at present, I'm 22, taking classes and teaching them too, reading Plato's Republic, but still bumping Biggie too. So every bar I spit is an attempt to reach my purpose. And even after all we've heard, we've only barely scratched the surface. So, I'd like to start off usually with a lighter piece before I get to something a little more serious. Now, this is the one in particular, like I mentioned, it was inspired by some conversations that I've been having in my recent breakout session with TNL2, one of the classes that we have at St. Mary's. So let's just get into this. It began with the foggiest of notions. Languages like oceans that divided our devotions. August 8th, 2014, I joined a school where the masses of kids moved like molasses trying to get to their classes where they're packed in like sardines. A windowless room that leaves no light to grow dreams. My students' bodies fill the room in disgust. The August heat and the lack of AC has left that locked room musty. To be sure that the reserve of my will depletes, in walks 38 students and only 32 seats. I have no choice but to begin. Hi, my name is Mr. Macias. You can call me Mr. M. I went to St. Mary's College. Well, I guess I still am. I'm a student, in fact, and I'm working towards my credential. And my objective for this class is for each student to reach their full potential. A sea of blank faces, tidal waves, and silence. This was ELD 1, so what I said was pure nonsense. In all fairness, I knew this would happen. And I knew this from the start, so I took Nelson Mandela's advice and I spoke in their native tongue so I could speak to their heart. It began with the foggiest of notions. Language is the motion that motivates emotion. I began to recite the rules of the classroom. No hats, hoods, foods, phones, no use of the bathroom. 90-minute classes, bell-to-bell instruction, everything in perfect calculations. I'm a new teacher, so I must uphold the regulations of my administration. a unified front, consistency in education. It took me 4 weeks of classes mixed with meditation to realize that I had co-signed subjugation. It began with the foggiest of notions. Language is emotion that can heal or cause corrosion. The chain of command stands as such. First comes a warning, then detention is a must. If the student doesn't show, then I have referrals by the stack. The admin gave me that because last year, in fact, they distributed referrals, they just as quickly got them back. After 4 weeks of bowing to the will of administrators, I traded the firm fist of the dictator for the warm demands of an educator. I closed the door to my classroom. Together with my students, I rearranged the space. Because I wanted collaboration, but they were all facing the same place. I told them I was done with these forms of dehumanization. They had been treated like inmates, but they rose past my expectations. It began with the foggiest of notions. Language is the commotion that breaks the shackles of human emotion.
Thank you, Chris. Man, I want to say I'm not teaching you in class right now, but I would trade those pieces for one of the essays you got to do in class. All right, so next up we have a phenomenal educator, singer, songwriter, Caroline Calderon, and she is a PEP. I know Allison wants to give the love for this PEP educator. She's a part of the Pinoy Pinay Educational Partnership, and if you don't know about it, you need to know about it because they do phenomenal work teaching ethnic studies for, correct me if I'm wrong, middle school and high school students.
Elementary too.
And elementary. Ethnic studies in elementary. Come on, y'all. Gotta get it up for that. So without further ado, come on down here.
Hello. I'm so straight into it. This is a song I wrote, and it's inspired and dedicated to anyone who's ever had to leave their homeland.